Now,
The players are going to vote to play because guess what players do, Darren? They play, and they want to play. But in the end, the owners are going to kibosh it because it's going to cost them too much money. So it's going to be on the owners. That's my prediction. We're going to get this baton really far in the relay race, and then it's going to be dropped near the finish line. That's my prediction on this.
this is the Rod Pedersen Show.
Hey, good morning, Canada. Canadian sports fans around the world. Welcome to the RP Show on this Monday. We're cracking the lid on a brand new week. I'm going to need my book, Darren. We're a little behind here because we got in here. It was like first day of school. Everybody was so excited to see each other.
Oh, yeah.
Comparing notes, swapping stories. I mean, things are hot in the Canadian sports scene today. Don't mind me. There we go. I'm going to need my quick six show topics, I think. Are you good?
I'm great.
Looks like you had a great day, a great weekend. You didn't get a haircut?
Did not get a haircut yet.
How long is this going to go on?
I don't know. You know what? I'll cut my hair when the CFL plays the football game.
Whoa.
How about that?
Are you sure you want to? Are you sure you want to? You might be better off Leafs winning the Stanley Cup. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Okay. As long as the league doesn't die, if the league doesn't fold, I get a 3-month out clause. If it doesn't fold in the next 3 months, then we're good.
Listen, that's where we're going to start. You've never seen anybody battle with their earpiece as much as me in your life, have you?
No.
It broke over the weekend.
I can fix it again.
Yeah, you're very good at that. I'm not very handy.
I know.
But anyways, this is the Rollout for Flooring Superstore, and a big howdy-do to everybody checking in from around the world, watching on Facebook Live and Game Plus TV Network. I was on the air in North Carolina this morning talking about the CFL news, by the way. A lot of CFL fans down there, and they watch the RP show on Game Plus in the Carolinas. Just pointing that out to you.
Wow.
So this opening segment's going to be devoted probably almost entirely to the Canadian Football League. It'll be a theme throughout the show. The breaking news, of course, is that the CFL has denied a loan to the Canadian Football League to play in 2020, and it's thrown the league's very existence in jeopardy. But we will be joined today. Our guests are Carlo Koliakovo from TSN 1050 Toronto, morning co-host there with Michael Landsberg, NHL alum, Carlo Koliakovo, to talk about these Stanley Cup playoffs. Zig Fracassi, longtime friend of mine, Sirius XM NFL Radio. If you go to my Twitter feed right now, you'll see a photo of Zig and I in the front lobby of Sirius XM on the 56th floor of the office tower in New York. What, Clark? He's talking to me here. Here we go. That's me and Zig in the lobby. If you go to my right in that picture is Howard Stern's studios. To the left is every other studio, Sirius XM.
Wow.
In New York. It's pretty cool. Zig gave me a tour that day. We hung out. He's going to come on here later today. Thanks, Clark, for that. And also Brian Papa Guffaw. The Philadelphia Flyers great will be joining us from Philly to talk about the Orange Crush. But let's roll with the quick six show topics, Jordan. Let's hit it. What was that? There you go. What did I tell you? We're not ready to go today.
Sneezed and hit the wrong button.
What was that? Okay, number one. The federal government denies the CFL funding. We'll come back around on that. Point two, Sunday's NHL winners. The Islanders, Dallas Stars, Chicago Blackhawks avoided a sweep, Philly Flyers, and St. Louis. Today in the NHL playoffs, it's another veritable buffet, if you will, right? Mm-hmm. Tampa Bay, Columbus, Colorado, Arizona, Boston, Carolina, and St. Louis, Vancouver. We'll be discussing those. Point four, the Raptors open the NBA playoffs today. Does anybody know in Canada? It just seems like nobody's talking about it.
I know.
Thought it was We the North.
Right. It's We the Ontario.
It's We the Six. And point five, Bo Bichette is on the shelf until mid-September. And without him, the Jays lose. If you're voting for MVP of the Toronto Blue Jays this year, it's Bo Bichette.
Yeah. Hands
down. And now he's injured and out until mid-September. And point six, 27 days to the NFL opener. I was watching a lot of ESPN Get Up this morning, NFL coverage, and that's what I learned. 27 days to the NFL opener. And listen, we've got a lot of NFL coverage planned for you coming up here over the next few months. We got the Snowman, who's watching right now from Charlotte, North Carolina. We got Tori Gurley, a very interesting segment we're going to be running with Tori coming up. We'll have the NFL covered from soup to nuts. Okay, so everybody's writing in here about the comment. Listen, again, my earpiece is broken. It keeps falling out of my ear. I shouldn't have put lotion on today.
That's why.
Because it's just boom, dropping out. Where do I start? I will start with this. Justin Dunk and Dave Naylor tied. Okay? It was a photo finish for who broke this news story first, which I know nobody cares about but them. This is their business, CFL News. They tied. They both tweeted at the same time, 8 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Mountain, out here where we live. CFL not getting its $30 million interest-free loan from the Canadian government. And I know, I saw the reaction online. People are like, oh, it's going to be spicy on the RP show tomorrow. I don't know what you want us to say. I was 50-50 on whether they were going to get the money to begin with. I will say this. Nothing against anybody else, but the two guys that I trust the most implicitly in this business are Justin Duncan and Arash Madani. They're the two guys. They're not being influenced by anybody. They don't lie, and they give you the goods. So on Friday, when Arash Madani reported that multiple CFL teams don't even want to play at all, including the Argos, I said on this show, I felt that would be the tipping point of the dominoes. Things will start now. It's exactly what's happened. Over the weekend, the federal government says you're not getting your money, but you're welcome to apply to any one of these other programs, which was another middle finger. That's what it was from the Canadian government to the CFL. So, be that as it may, now we sit here with the Board of Governors today meeting to decide the season. Well, as if I talked to CFL observers and CFL types today on the phone, we all surmise that if the majority of teams didn't even want to play going into the weekend, do you think they're going to miraculously change their mind today when they don't have the federal government propping it up? Of course not. So they will pull the pin on the season today. That's my prediction on this. I can't imagine you're too far off. And then next, we expect the wave of layoffs across the Canadian Football League. So this is a very painful and traumatic time in Canadian Football League history. We said, remember where you are. Remember, just pay attention to what's going on because this is historic right now. It's been 6 months of limbo. Now we got a definitive word from Ottawa, and now the pain starts. So that's my take. I've got more thoughts, but what's yours after all of that?
Pretty similar, and right away you just see the wave of people, going after the federal government, that they screwed the CFL. Well, and the owners screwed it up and, blaming everybody. And it's true. And there's a lot of blame to go around, but...
Ding, ding. Hang on. Thank you, Alex Stick.
What do we got?
From the TSN notification, the Canadian Football League has officially canceled the 2020 season. Reports TSN's Matthew Shinnitti. So nice work, Matt. Sorry to interrupt. Back to you.
Wow. I mean, not surprised, but it still hits you that it's real, right?
Yep.
Now it's real. The CFL is done for 2020. But when it comes to the federal government, did anybody ever expect the CFL to pay back a loan, interest-free or not?
CFL said that they would. I didn't believe it.
They're losing money every year, millions of dollars every year, according to reports that we've seen online. So how do you expect them to pay it back? I mean, if it was a grant, different story. It would have to be, delivered that way. But you would never expect them to pay it back. So I'm not surprised they didn't give them the loan. There's a lot of arrogance going on from the ownership about the season and about playing and things like that. So I'm not surprised. This is probably, an inevitable conclusion. I just wish we could have got here a long time ago and not had to deal with all the garbage and dig a deeper hole for the CFL to get out of.
Yeah, so this is the kind of time that we live for in the media, why I got into it. You're on the air when there's breaking news. I'm seeing what CFL players are tweeting. Shaq Evans, for instance, star wide receiver for the Saskatchewan Roughriders, saying, well, as far as I'm concerned, my time as a Rough Riders up. I enjoyed it. I'm paraphrasing, but this is where the players are going with it now. They're getting on with their lives, and we can sit here for hours and talk about the potential ramifications. I was on the air at TSN 1200 Ottawa just this morning with Dean Brown, the host of he's the voice of the Ottawa Senators. He was hosting a show with AJ Jakubic, the voice of the Red Blacks, and Dean said to me, hey, do you think when they come out of this, what if some owners take a knee or want to sit out a season? Could they play with 6 or 7 teams? I thought now's not necessarily the time to be talking about that, but I would say anything's possible. The layoffs are coming because David Braley has already said, the owner of the BC Lions, he's not interested in paying people to sit around and do nothing. And with the season cancellation today, you see why teams have been waiting for this. So now here's where the pain starts, right? And the players, at least they know. I mean, I see Carlos Legena is watching in Indianapolis. He said, I'm at least relieved that we have an announcement now. Well, you know what? Probably for a lot of people, they feel a sense of relief. I'm talking about the people in the league. But they don't know what that feeling is. Right? It's here.
Yeah.
And the other thing, by the way, when I say I trust Justin Dunk and Arash Madani implicitly, they've never lied to me. And I know a lot of you folks maybe don't like Arash's report from Friday, or you don't like what Justin Dunk has to say. Please go back and show me any time where they've been wrong. Like one CFL person said to me today, guys, we're really upset at Arash's report on Friday that more than one team doesn't want to play. I said, was he right? Okay, the truth's been lost in a lot of this. So with the owners that just use some of the media as puppets to deliver their message, and it's a lie, the jig's up, guys. Nowhere to run to. Nowhere to hide. Oh, wait a minute. I thought the teams were being told to prepare to go to Winnipeg September 15th, right? Wasn't that the plan? Where do you think that came from? The jig is up. And so back to Dean Brown, the voice of the Senators, who was the voice of the Ottawa Rough Riders. He worked in the league for 10 years. I'm a huge fan of his. He said, I'm worried about the league. Forget about this year. I'm worried about the league. I said, if the current CFL and the way it does business, which we've all learned, which I've known for a long time, but you all know now, if that goes away, I won't miss it. Right? We got a chance here to come back stronger than never before. But the way it's been run, how does it look to you? Did you not know that this was, you know what I mean, was under the floorboards here?
Oh, yeah.
It was rotten.
You can see it. It's not a good situation. And again, you spend all this time, if it's for show, to try and tell everybody that you want to play and you think, we want to show everybody that we really want to play and we're really going to try. Well, you just lost time to try and rebuild this. We could have rebuilt this league stronger. And now we get to work, right? Rebuild the branding, rebuild the marketing, rebuild, and start to set the foundation in place, a solid foundation that can last for a long time, because the brand of the CFL still has some power, but there's a lot of work to be done. A lot.
I don't know where to go with this. Do you see that our mascot outfit has showed up? You knew that. You were going to spring that on me? He can't run on set, right? Because he's green. Or do you want him to run on the set?
I don't think he can. Not yet.
Rick,
you want him? He's green. He's thinking.
I know. Ricky, come run behind. Oh, see? There he is. We got him. Go back over by the couch.
Over there. Go over to the couch.
Ricky, the iguana, has showed up, and he came from San Francisco. Ricky, look at the camera. Don't look at. Now's not the time to be shy. You're a mascot. Stop. Go back. Are you deaf? I can barely see, he says. Mascots don't talk. Where's the manual?
Okay, back away from the wall. Can you put the camera
back on? Yes, go back over there, Ricky.
There you go.
Thank you. Now you can wave. Now his feelings are hurt. Look at him. Now he's upset. 2 minutes in the box by himself. Look. Okay, on to more serious. Thank you. Good job, Alan. Good job. Alan, the intern. This is the rollout for Flooring Superstore. You know that anything can bust out and happen on this show at any time.
Yes.
Right? So people are writing in now. Where do we go from here? Ryland Betker, one of our viewers. Major changes need to happen from the top down at the CFL. Full rebuild. The business model is not sustainable, and the spotlight is there for everyone to see. I'm checking the poll results here for Capital Auto Mall Universal Collision Center, because the question today is, who's to blame for the CFL funding fumble? CFL owners or the Canadian government? 66% of you say the CFL owners are to blame, and we're into the hundreds of votes already, and I put it up just before the show. You know what? Does it really matter who's to blame, do you think? I mean, it's a good question, and we all agreed that's what our question is going to be today, but does it matter who's to blame or not?
No. I mean, because we are where we are. We spend way too much time looking back and trying to come up with, well, I wouldn't be here if this. We wouldn't be in this mess if. Well, guess what? You are in this mess. You know, whatever that is, personal mess or the league mess or the business mess, this is where you are. Instead of going back and blaming people and fighting and getting mad about he said, she said, and what you did before, you're here. So now figure out who's going to be at this table to discuss the future together. We're all here. We're all on the same page. Great. Let's figure out how to move forward. And let's examine the past. Let's look back and examine what worked, what didn't, what's great, what's not. What do we bring forward? What are we missing? What do we need? Some business structure, MLSE, some different money. You got to have finances. You got to have strong brand presence, marketing, all of those things. You need to get everybody at the table working together.
My friend J.R. Mitchell, he's watching in Calgary today. He says, fold it up, wrap it up. Maybe from the ashes rises a new phoenix. Nicole says it doesn't matter, doesn't change where we are right now. Well, it does, because if they go back to doing the same things they've always done, you're going to get the same results you've always had. Things need to change. I'm sorry, this is going so fast that I can barely keep up. Jeff Kozak, it just shows the flaws that have come to the forefront in the CFL. Yeah, Phil Kershaw, thank you, the former chairman of the CFL Board of Governors. He's watching in Victoria. Can you put that comment back up, please? From Phil Kershaw. This is a guy who's done a lot of business in the CFL. Playing in 2020 in Winnipeg with no fans was never really a viable option. Time to hunker down and get ready for 2021, and we need a realistic plan without government funding. CFL is Canadian iconic institution. We will survive. Of that I have no doubt, but I would direct your attention to 3downnation.com right now, the top article that Justin Dunk has posted on there, the owner and proprietor of the website, whereas the CFL felt they could just get the money on their terms from Ottawa. That's how they think. And I'm sure right now they are stunned since Friday night when they learned they're not getting the money from Ottawa. Stunned. What do you mean we're not getting the money? We're the Canadian Football League. That's how they think. That needs to change. So we got to this point. If you're going to continue to think that way, it will be curtains for the CFL. So that is the rollout for Flooring Superstore. Carlo Koliakovo joins us next. Zig Fracassi on the way from Sirius XM NFL Radio. Brian Propp, too. It's the RP Show on a Monday morning. We're just getting rolling. You're watching on Game Plus TV network across North America and listening and watching around the world on the Rod Pedersen Broadcasting Network.
You're watching Rod Pedersen On Demand. For more of The Rod Pedersen Show, visit rodpedersen.com or follow Rod Pedersen on social media.